today I'll be interviewing Mr. St. John. Thank you for agreeing to do this,
Of course, no problem, Will.
even though we kind of didn't give you an option.
Yeah, well, I get that a lot.
Yeah, well, all right, so shall I go ahead and start with questions?
Sure, please.
All right, so first question, what is your highest degree?
My highest degree, I have a Master's of Fine Arts in Scenic Design and Technical Theater from the University of Alabama.
That's fantastic. So, what is your job title?
Technically, it would be, I guess, teacher. I'm also known as the head of broadcasting and I guess the technical director for the auditorium and an instructor in the Performing Arts Academy. So, lots of titles.
Lots of titles.
Lots of titles.
So with that comes a heavy workload, I would assume.
Some days, you know, I'm in different locations all day long, so I wind up having to bounce back and forth. But for the most part, I can be found in either the theater or the broadcasting room or my English classroom.
So what does a typical workday really consist of for you?
Well, typically this year, first and fifth block are my plans, so I'm down here in the broadcasting room. And then second and third block, I teach my advanced English classes upstairs. So I load all my gear, take it upstairs, and then teach up there. And then fourth block is back downstairs in the broadcasting room for broadcasting class. And fifth block typically is either grading, getting ready for tomorrow, or working on projects that we have due for either the school or sometimes we do things for other schools like talent shows and whatnot. So we work on those during the fifth block.
Speaking of your job, so was this what you initially wanted to be? Was it a teacher and a broadcast teacher at that?
Teacher, I always suspected that I'd wind up being a teacher. In my undergrad degree, I was a performance emphasis in acting. So I had decided that I was going to go out and work in the field for 5 years, be that in acting or any aspect of entertainment, technical theater or film or TV. So I went out and I worked for 5 years, and I came back home and decided to get my master's degree in theater, and I figured I'd wind up as a college professor somewhere. And I do that some at Jacksonville State University, and sometimes I teach at Gadsden State as well. But this opportunity at Gadsden City just kind of, it was very fortunate. It came about with the first year the school was open, actually 2 months into the school year. Mr. Bozeman called me and asked if I'd be interested in filling a position that a teacher had to leave on an emergency medical retirement. And I was like, yeah, you know, that sounds like it would be interesting, you know. So I kind of fell into it in a weird way, but that's not uncommon these days. There are several teachers here at the high school who had other professions other than education and now are teachers.
Yeah.
We have lawyers, we have actors, we have radio and TV production people. You know, there's lots of different teachers here at Gadsden City that started in another vocation and came to teaching.
Is there anything that you would like to change about your job, like just in general?
I think every teacher would like to get a raise.
But yeah,
That's about the only thing I can think of.
maybe just more stuff for your classroom.
Well, you know, more resources. Every teacher could use more resources. That's a given. And since this is, you know, it's supposed to be a production studio, we are limited in the amount of resources we have. So, you know, I lean on any grants that I'm able to come up with. I do charge a fee for my classroom for the broadcasting class, but that very rarely brings in enough money to be able to pay for a $1,500 camera.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a very interesting balancing act with technology. So yeah, I think if I could change it, you know, having more resources would be nice.
Well, I think we have time for one more question. Is that right?
Sure.
If you could pick a new job, just be anything, what would it be and why? I mean, if you want to be a superhero, that's up to you. I mean,
Winning lottery ticket holder. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Independently wealthy. I like that. I like that, to be able to travel and go to see all the things I've always wanted to see. that would be my job that I would like to have.
Well, thank you.
Sure, it's been nice. Enjoy it, Will.
Thank you.